Hey guys, this is Cinco coming to you with a second video this week. This one is by request. During the live stream this week, we talked about the differences and the cool features of the Solo Satoshi Dark Horse heatsink, as well as the IxTech L Mirage, which is what you see here. So some folks said, hey, can you show us how you install that? Because I said it's like super easy. To me, it's super easy. And again, I'm stupid as hell. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I just wanted to show you guys real quick how easy it is to do. So what I did was, to save some time, I went ahead and removed the old heatsink and the old fan. Okay, so all I did was, it had these little pop screws in there. So I took the pop screws out, I popped the old one off. Now what we have is a bare board, okay, with the ASIC chip. I do have some heat sinks, some aftermarket heat sinks on this one. This is a pleb source board. This is actually my board that probably runs probably near coolest for all of my gammas that I have. So just stock, okay? You might hear my dogs going in the background. You know how it is here at Cinco Doggo's Ranch. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm installing installing El Mirage on this, as well as a stock fan, okay, the stock fan that was on this unit. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It only takes a few minutes. It's not too hard. So I've got the fan. Again, this was a fan that's been in service, so I just cleaned it up a little bit. Just put my finger on it and kind of, blew through the fan blades, make sure I got all the dust out of there. And now we're going to attach it. So it's really not that hard. I'm going to set it down on here. For El Mirage, it already has like a groove on each side that acts as a guide for your fan. So just kind of seat that in there. It's kind of getting itself stuck there. There we go. Okay, right there. And I hope you guys can see this okay. I don't have this like super awesome professional setup here for doing videography. So just tighten these down, hand tight. Right, you just want the fan so it doesn't have to be, this isn't a watertight submarine. You just need it tight enough that it's holding the fan onto the heatsink, okay? That's it. The screws are just in there, and they're kind of like the friction holds this together. So just make sure these are in there nice and snug. There, and then this one. And there we go. Nice and tight. Good to go. Looks good. Okay. So all we're going to do from here now is the cleaning process. So you're going to need, I use alcohol prep pads. So you get these super cheap on Amazon by the hundreds. So I'm just going to take a brand new alcohol prep pad, and you don't want to touch the chip with your bare fingers if you can help it. For those of you who have if you just watched my other video with Dark Horse, you've heard me say this, but if you ever changed your own headlights, then you know how they say, please don't touch the halogen bulbs, because if you touch the halogen bulbs, your finger oils, your skin oils will get on there, and it makes things burn out quicker. You don't want a layer of oil on an ASIC chip between it and the heatsink, because your finger oils will cause extra heat and can damage that chip. So just use your alcohol prep pad. I'm going to go ahead and clean a little bit more while I'm under here. So, but get as much off as you can. If you can get in the cracks, you don't have to force it. You don't have to be like OCD about it. Just clean it up nice and good. Now, since it's an alcohol prep pad, it will go ahead and evaporate by itself. So we'll just leave that there for a minute while it does that. And throw this out. And I've got my second one over here, which we're going to prep in a second to do the base of El Mirage. So that's nice and clean as well, because we do not know, obviously, look, I'm touching it there. So like, we want to get that cleaned up. So that's drying up nice and tight. So we got that. So before we clean this one, once this is perfectly dry and it's almost there, I'm almost comfortable enough that it is almost there, I will go ahead and clean that. But first, we're going to take the new thermal paste, okay? So I use Cryonaut Extreme, the Grizzly Cryonaut Extreme. And all I'm going to do is, I've got some already prepped on here. It's about a grain of rice amount. So one of these tubes, it's like $20 some. One of these will last like a dozen Bit-Axe changeouts if you need to do it, okay? So like, it's a worthy investment. Okay, so now all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to do this so you guys can see it easy. All I'm gonna do is just put a layer right on there, okay? Just a layer, about a grain of rice amount on there, okay? So You don't want to overdo it, and if a little gets a little like on the sides, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, and then you just make sure there's some on there. You don't want to do too much. That's why I got this little scraper, and that's it. This might even be, some people might say, "Ah, Cinco, that's too much," but that'll be enough. It'll be fine. So that's prepped, right? Not touching that anymore for the time being. Second alcohol prep pad. Now we're going to clean the base of El Mirage to make sure there is nothing on here, no finger oils, no dirt, nothing that can cause a problem for the contact surface or somehow do something that would be unwanted, okay? So I got that, it's nice and clean. I'll just blow on it a little bit to help it along. Give it a minute there. You can also use like a felt cloth, like a lintless felt cloth if you want to kind of dry it, but I don't. I just let it air dry for a moment. And once I know it's air dry, which now it is, now we can start the fun process, which is attaching it. Now I'm gonna go ahead, and I use these little pop screw things. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep these on El Mirage. I know some people do not like these. They think it can possibly cause damage to the chip or create an air gap. Sometimes that will cause heat problems. I haven't experienced that problem. If I do, I will go to screws, but, oh, see that? It's okay though. We're good to go. It hit that. See, there you go. Little things happen here. So just gonna pop that in, but obviously right there's probably some people that are like, dude, you are a moron. I can't believe you just did that, but it's okay. It's still coated on there pretty good. Some of these aren't seating too well. Let me see here. It's because the holes are so big. All right, I'm just gonna prep two right here, and I'll put them on as we go. So, okay, now comes the part where you want to be as gentle as possible, all right? And I'm left-handed, so I'm gonna have to do this like upside down for you guys. But when you put this on, you want to try to line it up as accurately as possible with the holes, okay? As accurately as possible, because you don't want to be smearing this, all right? So again, this is where the gentleness and the accuracy comes into play. So get that like that. And now I'm just going to take one of these, and while I'm holding it gently in place, pop one there. I'm holding it gently in place. I go to the opposite corner so it puts the proper pressure on the alignment. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that in there. It's popped in. Now I can release this pressure because it is properly aligned and the pressure is there to hold it to the board. And I'm going to put the other two in as well. So got that. You don't want to go in there? Okay, we'll do a different one in there. Fine, be like that. There we go. And then the final one here. This one might be a little damaged. Looks like it's a little damaged. The spring kind of popped out a little too much. No, it went in. We're good. Okay, so it's now mounted, right? It's got a nice seal. It's a nice, comfortable seal on there. Now the next part is you just take the little mini pins. You're gonna install that in there. Now the fan's hooked up. And the next part, I was going to put this display protector on there that I had 3D printed, but it's not sitting right, so I have to redesign it. So that's not gonna happen right now. So we'll add that at a future date. So I'm just gonna put the display back on. You didn't have to take the display off. I just took mine off because I wanted to make sure the pins were straight on it and to try this little block thing that I made. But again, I effed it up, so I'll have to do that at another time. So that's it, guys. It's done. It's done. It's all set up. The whole video took 9 minutes. Okay, so that's it. So the only other thing I'm adding to this, like I said, I've got the little heat sinks on here. I'm also going to add my velocity stack on there. Some of you might have seen that. So I like having a velocity stack on these. So it's been running just a couple degrees cooler doing it. Helps focus that air. So I'm just going to pop this on here. It sounds loud and it sounds violent, but it's really not. It just clips right on. And now it's got a big horn on there. But that's it, guys. That is El Mirage by IxTech. Simple installation, under 10 minutes to have that all taken care of. And this sucker is ready to cook. So happy hashing. Enjoy. and I'll see you on the next video. This is Cinco signing off.